Hello and welcome to my channel if you're new, and hello and welcome back if you are being on this channel for a while. In today's video, this is going to be the first wrap up of the year. It is obviously the January wrap up. It's currently the 2nd of February and I just thought I would film a January wrap up. I haven't done one of these in a very long time. I kind of got the habit. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment down below how many books that you read this month, and subscribe for more bookish as well as uni content on this video. Now in January I read 11 books. That is crazy for me. I don't know how I read 11 books whilst also having a holiday, uni, full-time and working. Don't ask me how I've done it, but I've done it somehow. So I'm very proud of myself. Don't think February will be the same. I have a feeling a slump's coming on, but you know, it's fine. We do not let slumps hit us, but we are going to get on with this video. So in this video I'll be sharing first my physical books with you guys, then my ebooks I read. I've read 6 physical books and 5 ebooks, so I'm going to share them with you guys. And the first one I am going to share with you guys is the ARC copy of Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. HarperCollins very kindly reached out and asked if I wanted to read this book, and I obviously said yes. This book is about a gardener and a professor, but the professor is also was supposed to inherit the wine, and she loves wine. She drinks it on a daily basis, and it's kind of about them two falling in love. He has anxieties that kind of mean that he has to do everything to a time pressure kind of thing. She's very relaxed. It's opposites attract, grumpy sunshine kind of vibe. Didn't really like this that much. I gave it 2 stars. Yeah, Tessa Bailey, she's usually at least a 4 or a 5-star for me. Yeah, I give this 2. I was more interested in Nat, who's going to be the next book in this series. But yeah, I felt like too many ideas. I felt it was a bit too slow burn. I was very confused. Basically, nearly 150 pages was about a winery. So I was like, right, okay, where is this book going? A lot of ideas that haven't really been successfully put forward. I know a lot of people have read this and loved it. I know one of my friends who's never read Tessa Bailey before and absolutely loved it. I feel like if you've not read Tessa Bailey before, you will enjoy this, and this will be a good step into Tessa Bailey. But because I've read It Happened One Summer, Hook, Line and Sinker, My Killer Vacation and Window Shop, I've read 4 of her books already. This just doesn't hit the same as them other books. Like My Killer Vacation, I loved by her. Short, snappy, straight to the point, great smut. Then I read this as my next Tessa Bailey book after reading a Christmas one by her, and it just did not hit the same. So yeah, this just didn't hit right. I'm very grateful I've had an art copy and I cannot wait for the next one, but I will not be purchasing the proper cover, like the new, like the actual release of this when this comes out. This does come out on the 7th of February, so it's literally really soon this is coming out, and we're not actually allowed to really give our thoughts properly until I think about the 13th of February. But my whole proper review straight after I finish this, literally the second after I finished it, will be up on my TikTok on the 13th of Feb, but this will obviously be going up beforehand. But yeah, I have a feeling that if you're a diehard will read anything Tessa Bailey writes, you will enjoy this, but I'm not that sort of person. I just read her every few often, and I'm not a diehard Tessa Bailey fan, and I'm not new to Tessa Bailey, so I don't think this hit right. But I feel like if you're a diehard fan or you're just getting started with her, you will enjoy it. But if you're kind of mid-range, maybe not the one for you. I also did not relate to the characters at all. I thought the character development wasn't the greatest, and I just didn't. I think I found what I like my books, and what I like in books and what I like to read. I think I've found that now which is why I didn't enjoy this as much. I've been reading for a year and a half, nearly 2 years. I found my feet and I found what I like to read, and this just isn't it. 2 stars though, so it's not a 1 star, and I didn't DNF it, but I just didn't like it. The first book I actually read, I'm going in a really weird order. These are not the order I read them in, by the way, but the first physical book that I read in 2023, King of Wrath, Anna Huang, 5-star read. There is going to be 3 5-star reads in this video, and this is the first one, King of Wrath by Anna Huang. I knew this was going to be a 5-star. I knew it. I also pre-ordered King of Pride, I think it is, or whatever the next one is, already, and it's coming out in April. I love this book. I love it so much. It is a marriage of convenience. They're both in the jewellery industry, as you can see by the ring on the front. It's incredible. Christian is involved in it as well. Oh, Christian is beautiful. And it is Dante from Twisted Lies. That's what this book is about. And you also meet Vivian in Twisted Lies, and it's about her. And they interconnect, and I love when books interconnect like that. But yeah, Dante, rich, arrogant, grumpy. Vivian, elegant, runs her own business. Beautiful. This book is just, it was crack. I don't know what was in it. A lot of people are like, yeah. I was like, oh my god, I am in love. This book is so good, and I cannot wait for more of them. If you like Anna Huang, read this. If you haven't already, but read the Twisted series first, then read this. Also, if you don't like the Twisted series, I would carry on to at least the 3rd or 4th book. I liked the Twisted series from the very start. I really liked it. I like Anna Huang's writing from the very beginning, which is think why I love these so much, because I just love. The entire series was 4.75 stars out of 5 for me. They were almost a 5 stars, and this just hit the 5-star mark. But yeah, also the cover. That could have been the fact I gave it 5 stars for the cover. I'm a graphic student, so I am a graphic student, so you know. The next book on my pile is The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams. This is a Friends to Lovers. I got this from the works because I got it for a really good price. I think I got it for like £1.20 or something. It is absolutely wrecked. I have broken the spine on this one. The front is gone. But yeah, I read this in 2 days. It is a Friends to Lovers. It is an ex-ballet dancer who was turning professional but got into an accident, and a football player. They've known each other for absolutely years. And both of them are in love with each other and they don't know it. It's the miscommunication kind of trope, which if you guys don't like it, then you might not like this. But he's a footballer. What do footballers have? They have a cheat sheet. What does he have for this relationship? To try and make it work, a cheat sheet. Now they have to fake date for this campaign that she accidentally started when she was drunk on tequila shots. I was like, I'm vibing with this. And to say I really do not like the friends lovers trope, like I try and avoid, I actually quite enjoyed this, and it's making me want to try other friends to lovers tropes. So a nice little read. You can get this in the works for £3. So for that price, I would definitely pick it up and read it, because it's a nice little book. It's like a nice, easy, short, not too much giving, but a brilliant book. 3 stars. The next one was a 5-star read, and why I haven't read this any sooner, do not ask me. I bought this book from TikTok and didn't read the blurb. I just bought it, and it's Things That We Never Get Over by Lucy Scarf. If this doesn't make you want to buy the book, I don't know what will. But this is a small town romance, grumpy sunshine. She has a twin who's a baddie. No, she's not a baddie. She's just the complete opposite to her twin is, and she's like organised, on top of things, has lists, corporate job, money coming in, but turns up in this small town with daisies in her hair, a wedding dress in her car, and then, oh no, she's meeting her sister. What happens? Her sister nicks everything and she's left there with her life crumbling before her eyes. And who is there with her, with Naomi? Knox. The grumpy, beautiful 40-plus-year-old man. I have done a reading vlog on this. I will leave that down below for you guys. But oh my god, Lucy Score has put crack in this book. I read this book, and the moment I think about 3 chapters in, I was like, this is a 5-star read. This keeps going the way it's going. This is a 5-star read. And it kept going, and it was a 5-star read. I cannot wait for the next one. Which is Nash's book, which is his younger brother, Knox's younger brother, and I am so excited. It's kind of like this family, and I really want to read Lucian's book. If you read this, I want to know the story between Lucian, and I can't remember her name, but the librarian. Oh my god. But yes, I'm very bad at describing books, and I'm very sorry, but pick this book up. You will not regret it. It is £5 in the works, or £5.50 on Amazon, but pick this book up. The next one is coming out on the 21st of February, which is literally 2 days before my birthday, so happy birthday to me from Lucy Score. Thank you very much. But I am so excited. I love this book. Don't ask me why it took me so long to read this, but I was just like, I did a thing on my Instagram over this book and the Sweetest Oblivion, which I have read this month as well, but I was like, what order do I read in? And the moment I posted on my story, I was like, I'm reading this. I'm just gonna read this. I'm gonna get over it, and I'm gonna read it. I am so happy I did, because I have never simped over a 40-year-old man before until this book. Lucy Score, how you make Knox this good? I don't know, but oh my god, yes, it is my last 5-star of this video. Consider Me by Becca Mack. Oh my god. Carter and Olivia. It is another golden retriever vibe. Carter is a golden retriever. Olivia is like, you're a playboy. Nah, this is an ice hockey romance. Now last week I went to my first ever ice hockey match, even though I've been reading ice hockey romances, and now all I wanted to read is ice hockey romance. I want to get an ice hockey man, like Carter. Well, not like his past Carter, but like Carter with Olivia, like kind of vibe. And I want to continuously watch ice hockey. Carter is he's the captain of the ice hockey team. They go international, and Olivia is best friends with the girl who is dating Carter's best friend. And Claire's like, stay away from my best friend. You're a playboy. No. And he takes one look at her and goes, she's the one. She is the one. Now, you know how everyone feels about Krista and Becca Ritchie's book Addicted series and that family? This is my version of it, because I really liked the family, but I didn't like vibe with them all. This one I vibe with every single one of the guys in it, and I vibe with every single one of the girls apart from the bitches. But apart from them, we vibe, and I cannot wait for all of the other ones. The next one is Play With Me. I have not got it yet because these books aren't the cheapest. They are on Kindle Unlimited. But obviously I bought the first one before I got my 6 months of Kindle Unlimited. And my Kindle Unlimited is officially full. And I haven't read any more of them on recently because I'm trying to read from my TBR. So we may need to buy for my birthday, which is coming up. I'm going to have a list of all the books I'm going to buy for my birthday. But yeah, pick this up, read this, thank me later, go to my TikTok. I have at least 10 posts about Carter and Olivia on my TikTok. So this book, beautiful, such a good book. I've had a great reading month this month, especially with my 5-star reads. I haven't had 5-star reads in a very long time, and I've had 3 in 1 month, so I'm happy. The last physical book is The Sweetest Oblivion by Danielle Laurie. I very got kindly gifted this. This is a mafia romance. You can get it on Kindle Unlimited, and it's a marriage is there marriage or convenience? They kind of get forced together to get married. Well, he was engaged to her sister and then saw her and wanted her and then found every way a mafia man can possible to get her. Was this my favourite? No. It was a 3-star read for me. I've read a lot better mafia books. Basically, I've read Sophie Lark. Sophie Lark is a lot better. But this is a good introduction to mafia, because mafia can get very dark and very gruesome. And whilst this didn't get so dark and so gruesome, it was like it was the top of the iceberg of mafia romance. And I would say this is a great introduction to mafia romance. Do I recommend the author? No, because of what she stands for. But if you want to give it a go, you can. It's on Kindle Unlimited. And yeah, it's just a good introduction mafia book. That's all I can say on this. Just a good introductory mafia book to read. Like I said, 3 stars. Not much to say on it, because I read it really quickly. Like, I was like invested kind of thing. I read basically this entire book in one day, but it wasn't my favourite. I've read a lot better. They're all my physical books. Now on to my ebooks, if I can remember correctly, the ones I have read. So let's get going with it. The first book I read was another ice hockey romance, and this was Pucked by Helen. I can't remember her last name. I'm very sorry. It begins with a H. I will put the photos up here. I read this one. It was 3 stars for me. It was a good ice hockey romance. I may carry on the series because it is in Kindle Unlimited, so I won't be paying for it technically. Well, I will be paying for it, but I'm trying to read at least 3 to 4 Kindle Unlimited books a month, and then I'll cover my price for that month. Anyway, it was a decent read. Probably read the rest of the series. I like the spice in it, but just not much plot. The plot was a bit meh. The next one is Their Vicious Darlings by Nikki St. Crow. This, brilliant. It is the 3rd one in the Lost Boys series. We've got 1 more to go, I believe. It's a very short book. It was brilliant. Just missing bits. Like, for me personally, it was just missing more information about the Shadow. There was a lot of action, which I love. Quick pace. I really enjoyed it. But was it as good as the first 2? No, it wasn't. I think I give it 4 stars. Maybe I left it too long, but like each one of her books so far, you could put in 1 book and I'd be happy, because they end on such a cliffhanger. It kind of goes from one end to another like this. So I think if I read them one after another, like it was 1 book, I think I would liked it a lot better. But I think it was just missing elements of background knowledge for me. But obviously smut was great. However, each book, the smut just disappeared slowly, and I liked them books for the smut level, so, you know. But hey ho, never mind. Next time, it's fine. The next book I read was The City of Sin by S. Wolfe. This I saw someone did on like a video on TikTok. I was like, oh, I'm going to read that. It was a short book. I basically read it when I was away on holiday skiing, and I read it when we were on the train up and down from the slopes, because I had to get a train to the top to be able to ski and back down again. It took about 30 minutes. This book only really took 2 hours to read altogether. I just spread it out over a good few days because of that reason. Was this the greatest book ever? No. Was the plot good though? Yes. The ideas that she had for this book was incredible. It is a series. I will not be carrying on the series, but the ideas were really good. It was a fantasy based in kind of like they were said to be angels, but they actually weren't, and kind of like they're in a boarding school due to this fact. They've been taken away from their parents, not allowed to go out into the real world, have to take this tablet to stop their powers because they are so godly. Really good concept. Didn't execute it very well, but I think she's a new author, so to say that, it was really good. The other book that I read on my Kindle, I literally read this on my way home traveling, because we're up so early and I was like, I ain't gonna be sleeping, so I might as well read a book. And that was Collided by Lauren Asher, which is the 2nd one in her F1 series called the Dirty Air series. I read the first one a long time ago, and that was before I got into F1. Now, as you can see by this beautiful sweatshirt by a small business, that will link down below for you guys. I am well into F1 at this point. I am so excited for the 2023 season. I am so excited. I loved it more because I knew the background information I have now on F1 and the background like knowledge that she added in, and all of the fact like I knew they were traveling all the time and the races are really dangerous, and actually like seeing stuff and knowing what it is. I love this. I think I gave it like 4 stars or like 4.75. Yeah, 4.75 stars out of 5. Like, it was just incredible read. I love them and I cannot wait to carry on the other 2. However, I'm really scared that they're just going to be the same thing repeat with different characters, because that's what it's feeling like. It feels like basically the first book, but with 2 different characters in different circumstances, and that's what I'm really like. I'm thinking that's why I'm separating them out, because if I read them one after another, it would just roll into the same thing. So I probably won't read the next ones very soon, but I am very excited to read them on Kindle Unlimited. I did say to myself though, if she was going to properly traditionally publish them, then I would buy them, because I do like them that much, but I will not be buying the indie versions of them because they're very expensive. So that's what I say about it. I will be reading them on Kindle Unlimited. The other one and the last one that I read on my Kindle was Satan's Affair, which is by H.G. Carlton, and it is the novella to the Haunting Adeline, which is the Cat and Mouse series. I read this. The plot twist at the end I did not expect, but the gruesomeness of this book. So for the first couple of, well, the first few chapters, at least up until chapter 5, it was very gruesome, and I wasn't expecting it. I was reading this in work, and there is a lot of hard smut in it, and there is a lot of gruesomeness in it, and I was reading it like, oh my god, what's going on in this book? In work, I was like, I shouldn't be reading this here, but I'm going to carry on. I then DNF'd it, and then I was on my Kindle. I was like, I don't want to read, I'll just finish this book. I am so glad I finished it because it actually was really good in the end. I gave this 2 stars just because I did DNF it, and it did make itself a little bit better. But we met Zaid, or Z, and I love him already, and I've not even started the series yet, so I'm very excited to start the Cat and Mouse trilogy. Well, not trilogy, series, sorry, well, duet. I will be reading it in February. I am very, very excited. But yeah, I'm very excited to read them books. The ending, the plot twist, if you have read that book, you will know the plot twist. Me and my 2 other friends read it because I started it, then my other friend finished it before me, and then I finished it and my other friend finished it. We all messaged each other like, what the hell was that ending? Because the ending was just, you do not expect it coming, because when you're reading, you're like, oh yeah, this makes sense, this makes complete sense, and then you get to the end and you're like, oh my god, what? Yeah, if that's what H.G. Carlton's writing style is going to be like, I am very excited for the next ones. So yeah, they are all of my January wrap up. That is my whole January wrap up. I will not be doing a February hopefuls. I'm a mood reader. If I give myself a strict schedule of what I'm going to be reading, it will just, no, it's not a thing. I can't do it, and I will not do it. So for the first month ever, I will not be doing that. I'm just going to read what I read, and then I'll tell you at the end of the month. But yeah, I hope you did like this video. Comment if you've read any of the books, or if this video has made you read them. I would recommend everyone to read Things We Never Got Over, Consider Me, and King of Wrath. Obviously the 3 5-star reads in this video, you're gonna have to read. I'm sorry, it's a rule. It's so good. If you also made it to the end of this video, please comment a thumbs up and comment a love heart so I know who you are, because you've come all the way to the end. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and join me for many more months to come with this channel. And also guys, thank you so much for 6k, not 6k, 600 of you guys, and almost 6k of you on my TikTok. I am so happy, and we're almost at 300 on my Instagram, so I'm so happy. All my socials will be down below for you guys. Don't forget to check them out, and I'll see you guys next time in my next video.